This is attorney Jamie Miller of Miller and Miller, and I'd like to welcome you to another Miller Minute. Appreciate you joining me today. We're going to talk about something really important. The 5 most important reasons for you to be honest when you file for bankruptcy. So important. And I want to start off by telling you a story. I represent many clients, and when we meet with our clients, the first thing that we tell them is to always tell us the truth. And I had a client just within the last couple of weeks who failed to tell us that they owned a car. And the reason they did this is because before they filed bankruptcy, they purchased this car in their name, but did it so that their brother could drive the car. And so when our client filed bankruptcy, they didn't disclose the car because they were fearful that the brother would lose the car. Now, had that client simply disclosed that they had the car, we could have protected the car in bankruptcy. So it was a 2017 Chevy Malibu. If my client would have said, "Hey, I have this car," I would have told them, "No problem. You can protect the car. The brother can keep the car, keep making the payments. No harm, no foul." But when we filed the bankruptcy petition and the bankruptcy court found out that they didn't disclose the car, it ended up resulting in a couple bad things. Number one, they couldn't keep the car, so they had to surrender the car. And number two, the bankruptcy court objected to the discharge. So fundamentally, I want to talk today about why it is so important for you to be honest when you file for bankruptcy. As we start talking about this, it's so important for you to disclose all of your assets, all of your incomes, all of your liabilities. We have something here in Wisconsin that are called exemption laws. You're going to be able to protect your asset. You have attorney-client privilege with your lawyer. So if you tell your lawyer that you have a particular asset or you have certain income, and that poses some sort of a problem for your bankruptcy, you're going to have the ability to pre-bankruptcy plan and fix those problems. So your lawyer knows the law much better than you do, and you may have people whispering in your ear that are telling you that, listen, don't list this asset, don't disclose that income. That is the furthest thing and the biggest mistake that you can make when you file for bankruptcy. So please don't hide anything. Make sure you tell your lawyer everything. Many problems can be fixed before we file for bankruptcy. It is legal to do what's called pre-bankruptcy planning. And if you have a really good bankruptcy lawyer, like we have here at Miller and Miller, the lawyer is going to review all of your assets, any concerns that you have, and make sure when your case is filed that it's perfect, that we do everything we can to protect your assets. And if there are assets that we can't protect, that you're well advised of it so that when you file for bankruptcy, you don't have any surprises. So call us if you have any questions. We're happy to discuss any of your assets or concerns that you have. If you lie when you file bankruptcy, keep in mind it's a terrible thing to do. When you file for bankruptcy and you submit your documents and you go to court, you're doing so under penalties of perjury. Perjury is a misdemeanor. It could be a felony. It is an offense. So even though it's unlikely that you're going to go to jail for lying on your bankruptcy petition, it's happened and it could happen to you. So I cannot tell you any more directly. Please never lie to your bankruptcy lawyer and never lie on your bankruptcy petition or when you're in court for bankruptcy or anything else. Keep in mind that when you file for bankruptcy and you lie on your petition and the court finds out about it, what could happen is an objection to your entire bankruptcy. If you can't file bankruptcy, you could be stuck with all of your debts that you listed and never be able to discharge that debt. So it's just so important. Like, for instance, this person that didn't disclose the car Had they disclosed the car, it wouldn't have been a problem. But the fact that they lied and didn't disclose the car ended up in an objection to their bankruptcy and an objection to their discharge. And the penalty for that is that any of the debts that were listed on the bankruptcy could never be discharged. So it's just so important to tell the truth when you're filing for bankruptcy. If you lie on your bankruptcy schedules, you could lose your personal property. So if you don't disclose that watch, I had a client several years ago that had 2 Rolex watches. Now, the Rolex watches were very valuable, but still fit within the exemption laws that allowed me to protect those assets. So if they would have said, I have 2 Rolex watches, they're worth $5,000 each, I could have protected the asset. But since they didn't tell me about it, and since they thought in their mind that if I disclose these watches, I'm going to lose them, they didn't tell me that. And what ended up happening is we lost the right to protect that asset, and they lost both of the Rolex watches. So again, don't lie. Disclose all of your personal property, all of your assets. It's just so important to tell the truth. I can't say it enough. The other thing, your bankruptcy discharge could be revoked. So if you're not completely honest on your bankruptcy schedules, your bankruptcy petition, and in bankruptcy court, your bankruptcy discharge could be revoked. Now, what's that mean? So you filed for bankruptcy, you got through the process, you got your debts discharged, and then a month later, somehow the court finds out that you didn't disclose an asset. The court can reopen your case and revoke the discharge that you had. So again, tell the truth. If you lie on your bankruptcy schedule, you may never be able to discharge the debts. Talked about it a moment ago. So if there's an objection to your bankruptcy, and because you were caught lying on your petition or in court, any of the debts that you listed in the bankruptcy likely will never be able to discharge. So you're going to be saddled with that debt forever. So the bottom line is, and the reason I'm being so direct with you is I just want you to be honest. The bankruptcy laws in Wisconsin allow you to protect your assets. There's no need to lie. There's no need to skirt the law. Don't listen to your friends or family members. Listen to your bankruptcy lawyer. We have complete client confidentiality. Anything you tell your lawyer is protected. We can do pre-bankruptcy planning. We can protect your assets. We really can help you. We just need your complete cooperation and your honesty. And if you feel like you need to lie in your bankruptcy, maybe bankruptcy is not right for you. If you feel like your assets aren't protected or your income isn't protected, there's other things we can do. But it's important that you take advantage of the attorney-client privilege and tell your bankruptcy lawyer everything. Now, we here at Miller & Miller, you can reach us at any time at 414-336-7569. We're here to consult with you. We're here to talk about your assets. We're here to get you your debts relieved, get your bankruptcy discharged, but most importantly, we want to honestly get you to that 720 credit score so that you can live your life the way you want to live it, get the credit to buy that home or that car, get the best interest rates, get the best available credit that you can, because it's really going to help to improve your life. And that's what you're here for. So 414-336-7569. I appreciate you listening. We'll see you in the next couple of weeks for our next Miller Minute.